During a high-stakes public Senate hearing, Senator Adam Schiff attempted to ridicule White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt, aiming to humiliate her on national television. But with poised confidence and razor-sharp composure, Leavitt responded with such clarity and force that the power dynamics in the room flipped instantly. Her words reverberated not only through the hearing chamber, but across the country, catching the media's attention like wildfire. Before we dive into this extraordinary moment, tell us where you're watching from, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. The setting inside the Capitol was tense, like static in the air before a thunderstorm. Cameras were live, lights harsh, and everyone knew this was going to be more than just a bureaucratic formality. Seated confidently, Leavitt faced the panel head-on, her posture unshaken as she represented President Trump's administration. Senator Schiff lounged back in his chair, a knowing smirk on his face, as if preparing for a theatrical takedown.
He began his questioning with a sarcastic jab. "Tell us, Miss Leavitt, what's it like parroting President Trump's words like you're reading from a script?" A few chuckles broke out among the senators. The atmosphere tightened. Leavitt didn't
react. Her expression remained unreadable. The cameras zoomed in, waiting for her to flinch. Schiff leaned forward with biting sarcasm, challenging her intellect and insinuating she was too young and inexperienced for such a critical role. He smirked and delivered another mocking line about her social media activity, suggesting she cared more for attention than duty. Laughter echoed, but Leavitt stayed still, her calm composure unnerving. Then, with controlled precision, she turned toward the audience and delivered her line. "I came here to talk about truth, but it's clear. Some people wouldn't recognize it even if it were staring them in the face." The room went still. Schiff responded with mock disbelief, but Leavitt slowly picked up a document stamped with an official seal and slid it toward him. "Since we're speaking about truth," she said, locking eyes with him, "your name appears in a federal probe linked to $12 million in misused COVID relief funds." Gasps rippled. Cameras snapped. Melania Trump, watching from above, whispered, "She really did it." Schiff faltered, visibly shaken. The chairman struggled to maintain order as the chamber erupted in chaos. Schiff tried to speak, but no words came. Reporters bolted from the room to file breaking news. Leavitt stood still, unyielding. Schiff finally shouted, calling the accusations false. But Leavitt wasn't done. She pulled out additional evidence: financial transfers, shell companies, family names, all tied to the misused funds. Faces turned pale. Reporters dropped pens. Even senators who once scoffed were stunned. Leavitt's voice remained calm. "This isn't just paperwork. This is the theft of hope from real Americans, veterans, single mothers, workers who were promised relief." Schiff's hands trembled. He tried to deny knowledge, but Leavitt exposed the signatures. "You mocked me," she said softly. "But you mocked every American who still believes integrity matters." As Schiff slumped in his chair, Leavitt stood not as a political figure, but as a defender of justice. From diners in Nebraska to hospital break rooms in Oregon, Americans watched in silence. Many cried, not out of anger, but from being seen. One veteran whispered to a colleague, "She said what no one dared say." Leavitt's steady tone pierced deeper than any scream. The hearing wasn't just a session, it was a national reckoning. The truth had a face now, and it wasn't Adam Schiff's. Outside, protests didn't erupt with noise, but with unity. Flags waved, signs read, "Thank you, Karoline." Messages poured in, emails, calls, letters. A small-town teacher played the clip for her students. One student said, "Now I believe someone cares." Leavitt called the Justice Department. An investigation was requested. "It'll start a war in Congress," her aide warned. Leavitt replied, "Then let it come." Reporters swarmed Schiff. "Did you misuse the funds?" they demanded. "No comment," he muttered, panic rising. Inside, Senator Coleman approached Leavitt. "My dad's company got no aid," she whispered. Now I know why. Leavitt embraced her, silent strength radiating. That night, back in her office, Leavitt opened a letter from a child. My mom cried watching you. You made her believe again. Leavitt held it to her heart. This wasn't about political points. It was about people like Emma and her mother. Schiff went on the defensive, calling it all fake. But this time, America didn't believe him. The narrative had changed. Leavitt didn't break the system. She revealed it. Outside the Capitol, a crowd gathered. No chants, just presence. One boy in a wheelchair, Ethan, held a sign. My hospital almost closed. Thank you. The moment went viral. Leavitt came outside to meet him. You're the real warrior, she told him. You didn't shout, Ethan said. You told the truth. Cameras clicked as they embraced. In the next hearing, Schiff's seat remained empty. As Leavitt entered, senators stood, not by rule, but out of respect. She stood tall, hands folded. I came here to serve, not to destroy, she said, and I'm proud we made America look in the mirror. Then, in silence, she sat. Not one word, just a minute of stillness. For the forgotten, the lost, the broken. Even her critics felt the weight. A veteran, David Marshall, later handed her a folded flag. You deserve it more than I ever have, he said. She clutched it, tearful. She wasn't leading a political moment. She was leading a moral one. She returned to the hearing and dropped a final envelope. Communications revealing deliberate delays of funds to certain districts, political vengeance at the cost of lives. This isn't political, she said. This is criminal. America wept. In homes, churches, trucks, and schools, across every divide, people saw something they hadn't in years. Truth without hate, courage without ego. In Kentucky, a waitress cried. In Wisconsin, factory workers paused. In Florida, a teacher asked students, "What is courage?" A child answered, "Karoline." She didn't seek fame. She continued her duties silently, her desk adorned with a simple crayon, Ethan's gift, to her. It reminded her why she stood up. President Trump called her the flame of truth. But she didn't need praise. A janitor said it best. You made us feel human again. As cities lit up and church bells rang, Leavitt sat in her office, pen in hand, writing one word. Remember. This wasn't just the downfall of Schiff. It was the awakening of a nation. And as America rose the next morning, it rose different, healed, even if just a little.